Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your brother Shakim. I'm in Aket right back at us again. Man, I'm feeling good. I wanted to talk about an issue that has been going on for a couple of weeks. I want to get everybody on. Thank y'all for joining in. Thank y'all for joining in. I appreciate it. So I'm here with Tate. So Tate is with the People Army, and okay, Elvin has jumped on.
Yo, 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 yo,
Going
yo,
on?
what's
What's
good?
going on? Elvin has jumped on, so y'all already know Elvin. But I'm with Elvin and Tate. Tate is with the People's Army. He's gonna break down what actually happened last weekend on the Battery. As y'all know, it's this has been going on for years. With the Confederates downtown waving the battle flags and the counter protests. There's been times where the police have been called, all type of different scenarios. So we're going to talk about how that looks in the city. What is it that we want to accomplish, or the people want to accomplish? We want to talk about armed resistance. I'm definitely pro Second Amendment. I believe that the only way that we will be able to have safe cities and safe families is through our assertion of the Second. Y'all understand? Y'all already know that's the conservative side of me. I am 2A all day, and I was very upset when I saw it appears as if the city wanted to. You know what? And I'm gonna point out the hypocrisy of the local conservatives really quick before we start. Local conservatives, this message is for you. A lot of you are hypocrites because I saw a lot of Republicans who claim that they are, Second Amendment, they pro-gun. Whenever they have these armed protests, in Michigan and across the country, they were totally for Second Amendment, which is cool. I didn't have any problem with that. No problem. If they want to take their guns in their protest, no problem. That's their constitutional right. But what happens is last week, when somebody who they just tagged as Black Lives Matter, which they do with everybody, even if a person might not be in the organization, they just say it just to say, oh, Black Lives Matter. They say, oh man, this guy's Black Lives Matter. He has a gun. Everybody who was pro-gun, who is pro-2A, instantly turned into what you would call, what they would refer to as a liberal. The hypocrisy was deafening. Not only was it deafening, it was hypocritical and laughable, to say the least. That was one of the most hilarious things that I've ever seen. And if you notice, a lot of the rhetoric was just based on, oh my God, he looks mean, or, he's a terrorist, or, look at the way how he's holding. Now, all of a sudden, they took this young guy who they claim is Black Lives Matter, they demonized him. So we're going to talk about that more, but I'm going to let Tate. Tate knows exactly what happened last week. So I'm going to introduce Tate. Tate is a part of the People's Army, and we're going to let Tate talk about what's going on. What's up, Tate? Talk to us.
What's going on, guys? All right, so I want to start out with the whole reason that we have put together a defense unit for our group is because a lot of you already know there was mass threats put out by white supremacists before 4th of July last week, saying that they were going to come in, they were going to start shooting up people, they were blah, 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 all this stuff. So we decided that we needed to protect ourselves. We could not trust the police to do so, and we knew that we needed to put a way together to be able to do that. So it kind of kickstart this defense team. The first time that we started it, went out and open carried. We had a surprise protest on 4th of July night around the Battery on the Statue. We went out there with about 4 people from our defense group. One of us was armed with an AR, legally open carrying. And the rest of us were armed with just various other weapons of defense and all that good stuff. They had 2 of the Confederate guys show up and sit around the statue in the middle of all of us. We asked the police to remove them. They would not remove them. They antagonized us, said racist things, made fun of the people that were there. We still did not attack them or do anything. We ended up marching around town, went back, yada, yada. So the next day, they have their rally where they all bring their big old Confederate flags out. And we had one of our guys show up with his AR and go sit in the middle of all of them. You've seen from the pictures, we are all trained. We know how to use guns. We have trigger discipline. We know exactly what we're doing and what the laws are and whether we are allowed to be carrying or not. We are following all those laws to a T. This upset them because, you know, black man with a gun is the most terrifying thing in the world to these people for some reason. So one of the other younger kings that was sitting down there went and sat with our brother that was on the statue. One of the bigger man who hit with the pole started waving his flag, like touching this young kid's face. I mean, over and over again, purposely doing it. The young kid asked him to stop multiple times, said, look, man, like, please just stop hitting me with your flag, blah, blah, blah. So he grabbed his flag. He snatched it down. He was sick of getting smashed in the face with it. He was asked him to stop multiple times nicely. He would not stop. He snatched his flag. The man proceeded to try to beat this kid with his flagpole. And before he could get one or two good hits in, one of our members knocked him out, turned around, walked back to the police and sat down. That's all he did. That was it. It was self-defense. He was defending that man who was being attacked by the other man with the flagpole. So obviously they started trying to tell the cops, you know, like blah, blah, blah. They attacked us, this and that. The police were there. And thank God, a couple of other people from the various activist groups in Charleston were there as well. Because they basically were the witnesses that were able to get this man an assault charge and locked up in jail. If we hadn't had our people down there, though, they wouldn't have locked anybody up. They probably would have locked our brother up and put him in jail for hitting the guy. So thank God that we had the people out there that we did. But that was, I mean, the man was harassing that young kid. That young kid that he hit with the pole is 19. He is 19 years old, and he smashed that kid with a pole 2 separate times. So what we did was defend our people, which is exactly what we've decided that we are going to do. We did it within our legal rights, which is why our man did not go to jail. And we're going to continue to come out and do it within our legal rights, because they have, like you said, the hypocrisy that exists with these people and this, oh, we're going to bring our guns to our KKK rallies and we're going to sit and brandish and we're going to show up at your rallies with our guns and just stand up. No, man, because we can do that same thing. It just scares the shit out of people when it is a black man holding that gun, because for some reason that makes all the difference in the world. But the bottom line is that it's going to start being white and black guys, and we're going to be out there linked in arms, and we're going to be protecting our people, because this is a class thing. You know, it is always going to be a black thing, but it's also a class thing now at this point. We've reached a point in America where it is the poor versus the rich, you know, and I'm going to sit there and my rights are your rights. If you guys don't have the same rights that I have, then none of us get any rights. That's, I mean, it doesn't work where all people are free if all people aren't free. So I damn sure plan on putting my 2 boots on the ground and standing here and protecting my people. And that's exactly what we're going to continue to do.
Right. So let me ask you about the article that I saw on News 2, where just talked about the city of Charleston. The police are basically saying they're going to be more, I guess, scrutinize. They're going to scrutinize the law more, and they're going to enforce it. And they started talking about brandishing. That. How do you feel like that's basically an overt threat saying we're just going to lock you up? Like, how do you see that?
So brandishing, which is the difference between carrying and brandishing is pointing a weapon at somebody with intent or with anger, malice, any of those, you know, just that sort of thing. So do I think that they're going to use this as some kind of excuse to possibly lock people up for no reason? Yes, because it's very easy to say someone was brandishing a weapon regardless of whether they were or not. If somebody moves the weapon up a half an inch and it points, you know, somewhere other than the ground for a half a second, they could consider that brandishing. I also, at the same time, it is a warning for both sides. So just as easily as it can be used to lock us up for no reason, it can be used to lock them up for no reason as well. I have no issue with them putting out a statement saying that they're going to be stepping up for brandishing. That's fine. We know not to brandish our weapons. We know what we're doing. We do training. We keep up with that kind of stuff. They honestly are putting the right at more risk, in my opinion, who are a lot more gung ho and let's go get them and blah, 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 where we're just out there protecting people. We're not out there to fight. We're not out there to start a war. That's not our point. They are out there to cause problems and cause issues. So with the upping on the brandishing, it can go one of either ways. It really just depends on whether the police department wants to look super racist or not.
Okay. So when you first got word that the Confederates were coming out to try to counter protest, what strategically, what came through your mind? Like, how are you going to handle now knowing that y'all aren't going to be the only group that has firearms ready, to protect your people?
So, because obviously we want to put a lot more thought process into this than, obviously other people would. As far as this one is concerned, we've seen Tyler on his Conservative Contemporary page basically trying to start a war. The words that he uses, the way that he puts it out are all very aggressive. We're going to be smarter about it. The likelihood that we're going to show up in mass in arms next Sunday or this coming Sunday is probably pretty low, because we know that they want to push buttons, and we're not going to let them push buttons. We know better than that. Now we're definitely going to have people out there protecting our people. CWPs are a big part of this, so there'll be people out there protecting. But we're probably going to play it smart, man. I don't think that we're going to go. We're not going to fall into their trap. They want anger. They want a war. They want to show. They want to have some kind of proof that, as you put it, the organization Black Lives Matter is dangerous and violent and a bunch of thugs and blah, blah, blah. So we don't want to ever give them a single chance to do that.
Okay. So this is Eric. Elvin, I'm gonna let you chime in and just
because I want to flow on a couple of this.
Okay. All right. So this is the thing, right? Eric Benjamin. I don't know if you see his statement. Eric has been riding around, and he's been saying he's been a protector of the Confederate monuments, and he makes a lot of Facebook videos talking about how he wants to protect and stand up for the Confederacy. So it's interesting he decided to comment just now, and his comment says to you, "We will stand up to him and his bullies. He called a wonderful patriot lady an old hag. I have no time for this kind of behavior." So what do you say about comments like that from Eric?
Listen, let me
hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead, Tate.
So let me start off by saying this was the same man that hopped out of his car while we were having a peaceful protest and started calling everybody their thugs, saying other rude things, immediately getting upset. What was it? He said that he was Irish. So we immediately tried to explain to him, and his basis was that he's Irish and they got over their slavery. So the Black community just needs to move on and get over it. Why do they care so much? We immediately tried to show him that the Irish, first of all, were not slaves. They were indentured servants. Mm-hmm. Majority of the Irish came over here by their own choice to become indentured servants. Now, there was a small portion that were forced over here in the British Civil War, which I do understand that, but they were still indentured servants and they were not slaves. So we tried to explain that to him, and I mean, him and the woman that he were with just had nothing to do with it, got loud. So, I mean, yeah, a couple of us probably got a little bit loud. Somebody might have called the old lady old, that might have gotten thrown out there. But we definitely tried to give the man some good information, tried to really explain to him about what was going on. I mean, he just wanted nothing to do with it. He didn't want to listen. He had an issue with every single person out there. He has an issue with peaceful protest just as much as he has an issue with non-peaceful protest. He ropes everybody into the same category. They spread a lot of hate. They have a lot of hate to put out, and it does upset some of us. And some of us tend to get a little bit loud and use our own words when we hear words of anger being used against us.
Okay. All right. Elvin, what you got to add on?
So I want to jump in a while ago. First of all, when we're doing this, right, I'm all for the movement, the struggle. First of all, I need to know, why are we doing this? What are we achieving by going down on Sunday, a place that they've been going for years, and counter protesting them over their flags? Like, what are we achieving? What's the movement? It's not like it's 100 of them. They don't have any power. They don't have any policy. You're talking 4 or 5 white guys waving a stupid flag, reminiscing over their, I guess, glory days that they had nothing to do and they lost. So I'm confused on why. Like, why are we even to this level? Why is it escalating? Why do you keep engaging it and escalating it to where you're going to get a war? They're already making the threats. They're showing up with ARs. You're showing up armed. how much longer before this escalates to the next level and somebody gets killed or hurt behind this? Like this battle, you know, the battle with George Floyd, when we protested George Floyd, when we protested for everything else, that was with a purpose. We were protesting for police reform. We were protesting for, you know, for our people dying in the streets. What's their flag have to do with anything? What are we going out there for the flaggers?
So, I guess I'll start off by saying that the flag protests were not something that were started by the current activist groups in Charleston. It was started a long time ago, I guess, whenever the Confederate flag thing went off in about 2016 or 2015. So that is something that is the counter protests for them have been going on for a very long time. They've been counter protesting those flaggers for like ever, you know, I think almost as soon as they started going out there and doing it. Now I'm with you. I understand where you're coming from. There's not, as far as like getting reform done, changing policies, which is the things that we want to be out there doing. That's what we're doing this for. That's why we're in talks with city councilmen. That's why we're talking to the mayor. We're trying to actually get some sort of change done. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't exactly see the point of being out there to counter protest these three dumb people standing out there with flags.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Let them wave their stupid flag. Let them wave.
And I'm with you on that 100%. Now there is people that feel that it's necessary to go out there to go show them that there is people that do oppose their flag, which I get that. Like they want to go out there and show them that there is a group of people that do not want that flag being shown. They don't want to have it going on. So they're showing up to show them that there is people who don't like the flag, you know? So I get it from that perspective. I see where they're coming from and why they go out there. Now, as far as us going out there for protection, it's just for protection. We're going out there because those, obviously they are aggressive. The second that my brother walked up with his AR, that man that attacked the guy with the flagpole looked at him and said, "Oh, you're going to get your ass beat coming over here, boy." Like that was the first thing that he said to him as soon as he walked over there. So now they are aggressive. We don't go out there to be aggressive. We are in defense. That is what our purpose is. We want to protect, make sure nobody's getting hurt. So any purpose that we have of going out there is just to protect people who have similar mindsets as us. I'm with you though. I understand that that specific counter protest really doesn't help with reform, really doesn't help with any of the things that we are looking for. Because what we need is the hate crime bill. What we need is the Heritage Act repealed. What we need is police reform. And those are the things that we're going out and doing our main big protest for, is to go for those things. Like I said, that counter protest has been going on for years. It's just something that they feel is necessary for them to do to show the Confederates that we oppose your signs of hatred, which I can get it from that standpoint.
You know, before I met Shakim can tell you, they used to go out there and counter protest against them, but then we realized that they were pointless. They were pointless. They're not that much of a factor that they require our attention. You know, again, it's like I say, it's never more than 3 or 4 of them, and they stand out there and they wave their dumb flag. What do they do? Yep. The truth of the matter is this. This is where we're going to go bad, and this is where, like I said, I support you. I love the fact that you know that you an ally and you're down to fight for the cause. But we have to remember that everybody has the First Amendment right, and they're not breaking any laws going out there waving their dumb flag. We can't oppose on their First Amendment right because we don't like what's being said, because that's the same thing with us. When I wear my Black Lives Matter t-shirt, it doesn't matter if you like what I'm saying, Black Lives Matter. That's my right to say it. My amendment doesn't have to be based off what you said. What I think is happening, brother, I think that you're setting this up, not you yourself, and I'm not saying that you're going to start it, but by it keep going the way it's going, you're going to start a war. It's going to get into a war, and that's not what we need. We don't need anybody, definitely anybody on our side being hurt. And as far as as far as I'm concerned, hey, I'm not saying every cop is a dirty cop, but I do not believe in giving the cops the kind of power where they make a decision call. So if we're out there with ARs and they think that we're the one who's doing it, those decision calls never go in our favor. Those never go in our favor. You know, what you're going to have is you're going to have a bunch of white boys on one side armed to the teeth. You're going to have some black men with some white guys armed. And it's always going to look as though it's us who have violated and us who are the recipient of their hate. You know, I would much rather look. We can storm the State House. We can storm City Hall. We can storm wherever you want. Hey, you want to storm them places to get reform and rechange? I'm with it. I spoke to Marlon Kempson today. I spoke to Pendarvis. They told me to get with Gilliard. Those are our senators that are pushing the bill to reform the Heritage Act and to get the hate crime bill. So we can all get together, and when they get back on the state floor and they're going to speak, if you want to storm the state house and be screaming and demanding, I'm all for it. I'm all in. I know Shaquem's in it. Let's go that way. I don't want nobody to get hurt.
See, and I'm 100% with you on there. I've been screaming that since we got the Calhoun statue taken down. Now that we've gotten the one big giant symbol of hate and we made that big statement, let's move on to this real reform. Let's go to the state houses. Let's go to the courthouses. Let's go sit in front of places where these people work and start handing them our list of demands. So I'm with you on that. And I actually, from that perspective and getting that, I'm going to go after we're done with our thing here and go talk to our teams. And we might consider cutting that and just stop going and just not go.
Yeah, I don't want you to get hurt. Yeah, because I'm seeing the threats. I shared it with Shaquem, and again, this isn't about us backing down. Again, they have no power. Even if you run them off the statue, let's say next week Sunday you show up, you overpower them, and they stop coming out. What do we achieve?
Agreed. Yeah. I couldn't actually give. There's not a real thing that's achieved by doing that, other than we scared them and now they don't come around anymore. So I can back that, and I appreciate and honestly I appreciate the insight on it from that point of view. So like I said, it might almost benefit the movement as a whole to just ignore them instead of going out and feeling like we have to do anything or feeling like we have to put some kind of pressure on 3 dudes with Confederate flags. I mean, we might do better just ignoring them. We have more things that we can put our pressure on. There's way better things for us to put our pressure on. And there's way better places for us to use our protection squad.
Right. Now, listen, don't get me wrong now. I just want to say this, Keem.
One of the things that, that I definitely must say is I appreciate, and Elvin said it too, we appreciate protection while protesting. So what the People's Army is doing and what it's been set up to do, it's appreciated. So I mean, at the end of the day, whenever people are exercising their first, because I've been in some protests to where it's definitely, it gets kind of touchy. So, and as the Black Panther Party had the principles, we need to definitely practice Second Amendment rights, and we definitely need a group of people who are willing to protect lawfully protesters and people who are, because you got people on the side of white supremacists, they'll shoot you. You out there protesting, they'll put a gun on you. We've seen that. So,
So, and that's our biggest thing that we try to admit. I think there gets some confusion when people get scared of seeing a militia or a group of people out there that are protecting people. We're not there to attack police. We are there to protect ourselves from white supremacists. There is not we're not out there as an anti-police group, as much as, we might not agree with everything the police are doing. We're not out there as an anti-police group. That's not our purposes. We're not out there to do it. The police can do their job. We're not out there to stop that. We I work very closely with a lot of the Black community leaders that are activists here in the younger generation. And we all receive threats. I mean, we all constantly receive threats, there is a good influx of white supremacists that love to hop into all of our inboxes and tell us how they really feel, if you know what I'm saying. So that, our goal is to protect ourselves from white supremacists. It is not an anti-cop thing. It is an anti-white supremacist thing.
Yeah, definitely. And see, but the problem is that even though that's always been the goal, just like the Black Panther is responsible for 0 deaths, but they're treated like a terrorist organization. You know what I mean? So, and I don't, again, like I said, I appreciate the hell out of you. And I appreciate you definitely. And I respect the fact that you were even willing to even come and stand with us. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to you, brother. And all. I don't want you to stop and don't let me think I want to stop the movement. Let's direct it somewhere else. Instead of going and concentrating on the 3 white guys or the 4 white guys that might show up. Hey, let's go to City Hall.
Yes.
Let's storm City Hall. Let's storm the State House. You know what I mean? Let's storm those who make the decision. Let's go after them. You know what I'm saying? Next City Hall meeting, hey, y'all want to get together and y'all want to storm the City Hall and hey, we want this act reform, then let's go. If we got to take it to the State House, the next time they meeting, if y'all want to go to Columbia, I'm down. Let's go. Let's storm the State House. Let's put it in front of those who can make a decision and give us what we want.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Honestly, like this has been a super big eye opener on that side of everything. And since we've already been saying that we want to start doing courthouses, we want to start doing the state houses, and we want to start going where they're putting our legislation through. I don't think we need to be putting energy on these three big giant, I don't think there's any point in putting any energy on these guys. We'd already talked about we as a unified group had already talked about, not going this Sunday, just due to Tyler trying to amp it up and turn it into.
Yeah.
Damn, breaking up. You breaking up.
Hey, and is this the same Tyler Bessenger who tried to debate me, who wanted to make it sound like he was down and understood the cause?
Yeah, that's Tyler. Damn,
Man, whatever. Man. Yeah. I like the brother, man. Hey, Keem, listen, man. Listen, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get rolling. I got a couple more routes to run, man. I definitely want to get in. I'm gonna be watching though.
And I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, most def. All right, homie. Okay. Y'all keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tate, good meeting you, brother. Look me up on the book, man. Good meeting you, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tate, I'm trying to see you kind of going in and out. Tate, okay. So
hold on. Here we are.
Okay,
Here we are. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Boom. I got you. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So like Evan was saying, man, we really do appreciate, the organization's skill, and we definitely understand and support the Second Amendment rights. We really do. And I see Eric in the comments going back and forth, and I don't know if you met Eric face to face. You met him before, Tate?
Oh yeah, I've met him.
Okay, all right, because
I met him one time.
Okay, all right. But yeah, we really I do appreciate your perspective and your view, and I think we need more people like you, and we need to give you support, and especially for people who are really down with maintaining peace and still exercising their right. And I think that's one of the main things that we need to put out there about the People's Army, that y'all are not a group that is going to agitate. Y'all are not a group that's going to come out brandishing firearms. You just saw the call that, Bessenger was fanning the flames and, talking about he's going to have his people out there with guns. So that's the only reason why, you decided to come out and protect the protesters that are going to. So I want to clear that up, because people will take it and run with it and just say, well, Tate and them, they're going to run out there with AR-15s. No, they're only doing this to protect, as a measure to protect the people who are out there. I understand what Elvin is saying. As a matter of fact,
we're a defense.
Straight self-defense.
We're a defense team. Like that's a self-defense. We are not out. We are not an active army. We are not going out to go cause issues. We are there to protect our people, just like the right protects their people as well. There is no difference from what we're doing and what they are doing. We just happen to be white and black, and that tends to scare people.
Right. And like I said, Elvin and I, man, we talked about this 100 times, and I tell him, to be honest, I don't have any problem. I don't see any problem with y'all going and saying we're going to make sure that the people who are out there are going to be protected. I don't see a problem with it. I understand, and I always tell people who are out there, you got to look at the bigger picture also. Those guys, they don't really have any significant decision-making ability, or they as they're insignificant. They are. They're really insignificant.
Yes. Yeah.
They, like, who are they? But at the end of the day,
and it's three people.
Right.
It's literally like 3 or 4.
You're right. You're right. It's like three. It's like three of them.
But so we need to be making sure that our efforts are being put towards reform, because that is what this is about. That's why we aren't stopping. That's why this is one of those things that dies down after a week, because we need a reform. The reform has to happen all around. We need education reform. We need police reform. We need legislation getting rid of, and we need a lot of legislation put into place. We're one of the only states that doesn't have a hate crime. For God, come on now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Eric, he's going back and forth sending messages, but I told him he could come on, but Eric does not want to come on, and so.
Aw, he doesn't.
Yeah. Eric is on the keyboard just beating away. But it's all good. But thank Tate, man. Razon, I'm about to go. But hey, I'd be happy to bring you back on, and we can talk some more. And they said they want you. Maryland said they want you to come in clear next time.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yes, sir.
I'd love to bring my other leader up here new next time I come on.
Okay, we can schedule.
He'd be really happy to talk to everybody as well.
Most definite, we can do that. Okay, Tate, man. When you take care, man. Enjoy, and thanks for coming on, bro.
All the love, my man. Thank you for letting me on.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, sir.